Hey, good morning. This is Janine Bolin with Send Out Cards Saturday Training. And I wanted you to start with this particular video because I want to make sure that you're ready to send. Now, I know for some of my affiliates that may be kind of an insult because you guys have been using Send Out Cards a long time as customers and you just became an affiliate. But I really learned a long time ago that when we were bringing people on to the affiliate process, no matter what business I was in, it was very important that we cover the basics because I am always covering the basics. Anytime I find myself getting stuck in any kind of business, whatever it is I'm doing, I revisit the basics. It's a thing that I learned when I was living in Japan as a very young child. I was taught English alongside Japanese. And so one of those things that I knew I needed to do was remember some of the benefits that the Japanese culture had. And one of those is very much always remember the noodles is what they told me. They were like, it's all about the noodles. And I at first didn't get it as a young child. And as I grew older, I realized, yeah, it's all about the basics. So I assure you, if you follow the basics of Send Out Cards, you can't help but be successful. Okay, so we're going to start off with that. So the very first thing I'm going to require or ask or request or plead is that would you please download the app on every electronic device that you use to send out cards. If you have a phone, make sure the app is there. If you have a tablet, make sure the app is there. A laptop, desktop, make sure all your electronic devices have the app on it. The next thing is go to your account and make sure that you click on your account button and then click on it a second time, whatever your number is, and make sure that your return address is correct. This is highly important and we'll discuss why that is later. Okay, so moving on. The system that I use to not only grow but expand my business is a 4-hour-a-week model. It is basically how to go about using your Send Out Card systems, but you break up the processes of Send Out Cards into 1-hour blocks, 1-hour segments. What you do is you spend 1 hour a week doing prospecting, an hour a week you do follow-up, an hour a week you close, and then an hour a week you are training yourself. And then if you have a team as an affiliate, if you do have a team, then you spend you'll be on 5 hours a week, which is you're training your team. So it changes a little bit depending upon whether or not you have a team. I talk about the 4-hour-a-week system because I never expected to have a team in Send Out Cards. I use Send Out Cards in my business. I talk about that later. I just want to get you started with assessing your current contacts. So as an affiliate, kind of stop what you're doing, figure out where are you in the Send Out Card world, because I'm sure you have Facebook, LinkedIn, and contacts on your phone that you have not integrated into the Send Out Card system. I highly recommend that you go to either Facebook or LinkedIn and learn how to download your contacts and then upload them in the Send Out Card system. You can do that on Google, YouTube. There's several different processes that will be glad to help you. So what I like to tell people is I didn't get a team until April of 2020, even though I've been using Send Out Cards for years. What I found was that I had all these friends on Facebook, 1,160. I have 1,668 contacts in my phone. And then with LinkedIn, I have 1,400 connections. And guess what? Not all of these people are the same people. There is some overlap, yes, about 300 to 400 people are overlapped, but not all of them. And so just being a business owner, I have all of these contacts. So when I sat down and really started integrating my Send Out Card business, I realized, wow, I have a lot of people who I do not have their addresses. So what I did was to help show my team the power of building a business with this and staying authentic, still using the system the way Cody recommends with the heartfelt cards, along with the system sends. In 90 days, this is what happened to my numbers. I went from 1,100 people on Facebook to I increased by 33 at, I'm sorry, I went from 1,160 to 1,193. So I increased by 33 people on Facebook. I increased the contacts in my phone by 35, which means I put 35 new addresses in. And then I increased my LinkedIn presence by 31. So all of my numbers are going up. The one to me that really matters and is a signal for me is just how many people am I actually getting into the send out card system. We'll talk about that in a minute. Right now, your homework to start here is figure out, where are you? How many friends do you have on Facebook? How many contacts do you have in your phone? How many connections do you have on LinkedIn? Now, if you're one of those people, you're like, Janine, I don't use LinkedIn. I use Instagram or Twitter or whatever your third social marketing, social media app is, use that one, okay? So moving on, what you want to do is get out your calendar, whether you still use a Franklin planner or a paper calendar, or you are using Google Calendar, I don't care, however you set up your week. And what you want to do is set 1 hour a week where you do nothing but call people and ask them for their address and tell them you want to send them a card because things are challenging and you just were thinking about them. You want to send them a card. They will love you for it. Okay. The next thing is to set up times where you're going to spend an hour a week doing nothing but moving addresses that you have in your phone or whatever system, client relation management system, whatever. You're going to spend an hour a week moving those contacts out of wherever you're keeping them into the send out card app. And as you do that, you're going to send a card each time. Okay, so this is not designed to be like most of your business CRM marketing, the client relationship manager. Okay, this is meant to be very intimate, very personal, very one-on-one. So every time you move an address, you send a card. Move an address, send a card. And a lot of people have told me that sometimes they only get 4 cards sent because they had so much to say in the card. And I say, perfect. That's exactly what you want to do. You want these to be very deep connections and very connected to the people you're sending them to. Okay, so now are you ready to send? All right, that's kind of why we start here. When I started using this 4 hours a week system, was many, many years ago. But when I had affiliates, I realized, okay, I have to show you guys the growth. So March, I had 289 people in my send out card app. April, I had 314, May, 367. By June of this year, I had 377, and it's still growing. When I hit the end of July, I'll put up a new number for you. That's what it looks like on a graph. Did I tell you I'm very analytical? So I'd like to see it. But the thing is this, am I truly really connected to all 377 people? And the answer is no. And this is why it's so very important that you put that return address in correctly, because you want to know when people move. It is a way of promoting yourself, your business, and you stay top of mind with your people. What you want to do is take a picture, like save them all up. And when you have a whole handful, usually I have this when I have a system send. I do a system send once a month, but that's for my business and I can afford it. So maybe that's not where you are financially. But what we do is when I get a whole stack of them back because my system send went out and then I got all these cards back, I fan them out like that. I make sure that the addresses are not can't be seen by the folks on Facebook or whatever. Take a picture and then I say, hey, I would like to send you a card. How about you make sure I have your address? Okay. We are building rapport, people. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to have solid connections, not only with our clients, but with our family, with our friends. We're trying to make the world a better place, one card at a time. And that means we do not sell. We do not sell during these times of connection. We don't talk to them at this point of the process about send out cards and becoming an affiliate. What you're doing at this point is you're trying to build rapport. You're trying to get to know them better. We'll talk more in the other episodes of these trainings about what that means, and we'll move through. And when we finish the 4 hours a week training, then we'll move into, now it's time for you to start talking about send out cards and the ability to use it as a secondary business if they already own a business, or how to use the send out card system. So this is Janine Bolin with the Send Out Card Saturday training. I hope you found this helpful with your Start Here video. Below this video, you will see the 4 hour a week system. You'll see prospecting, You will see follow-up, you will see closing, and then at the end, you will see the train yourself or train your team. And then we will have a video at the very end. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me.